I trust in God, my Savior, the one. Good evening. Good evening, loves. Welcome in. It is me, your girl, Coach Kenya. We've made it to our daily reading and daily motivation. Welcome in. How are we doing? Tomorrow. Good morning. Good morning. Lord help us. Good evening, YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook. So glad you made it. Hi, Jess. Welcome in. How are you? How are you doing? My name is Kenya, or Coach Kenya, whichever one works best for you. And tonight we're going to be doing our daily reading. We come live daily and we do a daily reading on fear and motivation related to weight loss and wellness. I am a retired professional therapist and behavior modification specialist, and I help women and men deal with food cravings, food noise, and all things emotional and mental related to food. Okay? So tonight, what you've tapped into is our daily reading, where I'll offer you a little motivation and inspiration on your wellness journey, some tips and some tricks to help you snatch that waist and feel great. I myself personally have lost 479 pounds naturally and maintained 468 of that for the last 10 years. So if you're wondering, can I sustain it? If you're wondering if it works, it's 10 years, you tell me. hmm Ain't that when you hit your fingers together when it's something good like that? Or no? Because y'all know I don't know the trends. Thank you for the follow, because y'all know I don't know the trends. But I think this is a good time where you're supposed to do this thing. You like go. Hi, Kels. I think now is a good time when you go. You do this. The clicking your fingers together. And I'm probably not doing it right, so don't worry about me, because a lot of times I don't know none of the good trends and none of the trends for real. Because I'm kind of like a little dingy when it comes to that stuff. But I do know that this means something, and it means like something like about eating or something. And so all I'm saying is 10 years, over 470 pounds sustained is really, really good. Okay. I know you get excited when you hear somebody tell you they lost 100 pounds in 6 months. Find them in 10 years and see if they still got that weight off. And then come and find me. I guarantee you mine will still be off. Because I didn't diet. I don't believe in it. I think it's too restrictive and it messes with your mindset and your mental health. I think people have to deal with the mental health and emotional portion of food. And from doing that, they actually lose weight and keep it off. I think when you try to skip past the mind and go straight to the body, that you miss out. You skip the most relevant portion of the wellness journey, which is your mindset. Because without an effective mindset, you can't sustain anything. So if your goal is only your waistline, it's going to continue to be your waistline. It's going to continue to be a problem, because you're missing the portion of your body that matters more than your waistline, which is your mindset. Because see, your stomach never picked up a morsel of food. Your hand did that, which requires a thought to happen. No, I didn't get skin removal. Beautiful. Yeah, I use because I do nutritional cleansing and nutrition. It's called like it's a form of basically over pumping the body with high powered dense nutrition, forcing it into kind of like a healing state. The body is miraculous. Our bodies can actually do a lot of self healing. It just so happens that many of our bodies isn't in the right circumstance for it to do that. And when we begin to place our bodies in the right circumstance to naturally try to heal itself, it will. It really will. You will find lesser symptoms, not because you're cured, but because the lifestyle that you're leading is less symptomatic. So I didn't get cured of my terminal condition, i.e., there's a port in my chest. I learned how to maintain the symptoms that were causing me to be terminal. Does that make sense? So I'm not cured, I'm maintained. There's a difference. So I'm not sick, I'm living with the ailment. You follow me? So high empathy is key. So the difference in what I've done and what most people do is I've done something that's sustainable because the things that I do every day can be done for the rest of my life. So I'm not having to worry about what will I do when I can't do this anymore, because the version and the method and the routine and techniques that I do and I teach and train people to do from a behavioral therapeutic standpoint are lifelong sustainable, right? And so what happens is in a 12 and 24-month program, my clients are able to realign, transform, and lay out a lifestyle that's fortified of healthy living and wellness for them. And so not only are they able to successfully figure out their angst and why they continue to have this battle with weight and obesity, they are also able to see a direct path to healing for themselves. Because most people, by the time they begin to seek out therapeutic services for weight loss and wellness, they've already discovered within themselves, welcome in my love, that something is going on mentally. Many of us are still deluded and believe if we just stop eating eggs, sugar, butter, and milk and don't eat past 7, that we'll keep the weight off. But because your relationship with food is disconnected, inappropriate, and diabolical, you'll continue to have that cycle because it's in your mind, not your body. Because you're addressing your body by going to the gym, cutting calories. You're not doing anything for your mindset. You need CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, existentialism, and some techniques to help with your behaviors. The grooming, the setting yourself up to restrict, overeat, undereat, diet, cut, or crave. There's things you have to do behaviorally to break that. Okay? So food noise isn't just food noise. Okay? A lot of times people say, oh my gosh, that stopped my food noise. It gives it a temporary halt because it affects the hormones in the processing of the brain. But what happens, you can still be taking that thing if stress. So say, for example, you're on a GLP-1 and you notice your food noise is less, but then someone passes away and you notice your food noise is back. It's because the GLP-1 never really stopped the food noise. It only calms it. You have to actually do the additional mental health work to control food noise. You do. Because it's actually dealing with your brain chemicals. And the GLP-1 doesn't do it. It's not dealing with the actual neurotransmitters of your mental status of your brain. Okay? It's triggering hormonal stuff, okay? And so what we have to do is, once we notice one thing, we then have to put in the effort to back it. Okay? So if I know, okay, I know that this is my issue and concern, now I have to make sure I get up every day, I'm active, I'm not starving myself or restricting or doing any quick fixes. I'm making sure my nutrition is being absorbed. I'm making sure I'm not suffering from malabsorption. I'm following the system. I'm not fasting. Yeah, you heard it. You should not be fasting if you're on a GLP-1. You should not be starving. If you are on a GLP-1, I'm going to say it for the people in the back and go ahead and report my account. But if you are on a GLP-1 and you're bragging about how you only eat one time a day, that's not very good. Stop bragging. You look crazy, because it's actually unhealthy for the body to only have one meal a day. But you will find an excitement in it because you're getting skinny. But you're forgetting that when you do not feed the body enough food to break down, it begins to eat on your muscles and tendons. You are also then forgetting that your heart, the most important organ in your body, along with your brain and lungs, your heart is a muscle. So while we're out here thinking we just starving fat, remember you're also starving your heart and any other organ that's muscle based. I'm going to lean in when I say that to make sure you can see my pupils and understand what I just said and how serious that is. In pursuit of a thinner waist, don't set yourself up for another medical case. Okay. In your pursuit of a thinner waist, do not set yourself up to be another medical case. That's my story. I did that. In my pursuit of being thin, I cut on a terminal blood condition that I can never cut off. And it almost took me to my grave. So my story doesn't have to be a you story, because I choose to offer the information and be transparent for you all so you cannot do the same foolishness that I was doing. I don't want nobody else to have to say goodbye to their grandchildren on their deathbed like I did. You know what I'm saying? And now my grandkids are still alive, so it traumatized them. They're alive. I'm alive. I didn't die. But they still went through that process of seeing their grandmother be like that. Almost die. Almost plan a funeral and then not die. Miracle indeed. God indeed. Jesus indeed. Powerful indeed. Traumatizing, hecky yes. Life changing, hecky yes. Right? So acknowledging that these things not only alter us, but they change our mind and the way we think and see the world. So it's not just, oh, my food noise is less. It's controlling the food noise and having systems and techniques set up long term so you can continue to be successful. I always tell my clients, I don't want you to just be successful on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I want you to be successful from sun up to sundown. And you do that from changing your attitude and living in a lifestyle that fortifies the goals that you say you want, right? Not my goals, not Betty's goals, but your goals that say what that you want. So thank you so much for tapping in. Let me know if you're new here. Tap that like. But you guys know I can't read the comments without my glasses. So if I ain't answer the comments, y'all know I can't see them. If you're new here, I'm partially blind by age. So I'm 47 now, and when I turn 47 in June, I feel like somebody put a thin sheet of black paper over my pupils, and I'm looking through it. So I feel like I can't see anymore. I feel like all the women who are older than me, who would have been like aunties or mentors, I feel like you guys should have told me that I was going to lose my vision and feel death after 40. Now, nothing has happened to my eyes. You understand? This is why I'm a member of the I Do Not Care Club. Have y'all seen her? I'm a member of Melanie's Club. This is why. Y'all could have told me that when I turned 40, I was going to go blind. You see, I used to wear glasses because they were cute. And I had this small stigmatism. I now wear glasses because I'm blind. You understand? Kathy, welcome in. Margaret, hello. Sassy, hello. I'm blind. I need these glasses. I need them. Understand me? This ain't for cute no more. This is because I'm half blind. So all I'm saying is to all the women that were older than me, the least you could have done was tell me that I'm going to lose my eyes. Like you could have told me that blindness was in my future. So I could have prepared for it. But never I digress. Never I digress. Thank you guys so much for being here. Let's go ahead and get to Melanie Beatty. Today's reading and motivational reading is going to come from Melanie Beatty, Journey from the Heart. Remember, this is going to be our codependency no more author. She's going to help us look at that relationship and the disconnected portions of it that make us think that there's a solution in the bite, right? So what happens is food is a relationship like everything else. Some people don't want to say that, but it is. So because food is a relationship and it takes on a form of life of its own. Catch me here. Food takes on a form of life in your life of its own. Because of that, you have to act accordingly, meaning you have to then take a form of wellness toward that angst on its own. Kathy, are you ready for me? I'm ready for you when you are. I'm ready to get started when you are. Let's do it. Hi, Golden 33. So the goal is to set yourself up to have this maintained consistency by finding things that work best for you, but never overcomplicating it to the point where it can't be mobilized. Right? So we drink a detox tea, but the ingredients can be purchased from anywhere. Why? Because we want to make sure that if you go somewhere and you can't get access to your Ionic Supreme or Cleans, that you can go to a grocery store and get the same effects. A, mobile. B, we don't focus on gym workouts. We focus on having the tools, proper structure, technique, and foundation for doing basic exercises. So no matter where we are, we know how to get up, put on our resistance bands, and get a workout done. So we can never say we can't work out. Maintenance, mindset, consistency, sustainability, and self-belief. The biggest issue in weight loss and wellness is not your discipline. You think it's discipline. It's not discipline because you'll get up and take yourself to work for somebody else every single day, never be late, never call in, and never miss a day. It ain't discipline. Okay? Some of you say, I can't stay consistent enough. That's not true for you either. You know why? Because you can stay consistent at anything else. You can consistently drive through that drive through and get that same stuff you eating. You consistently sit down on that couch and doom scroll for 5 hours until you fall asleep. You consistently restrict your meals and eat late at night. You consistently make excuses for why you can't do nothing for yourself. See, you're consistent. You're just consistent in the wrong areas. So it's not that you don't have it. You have it. You just don't have it for you. Catch me when I say that. You have all these skills. See, you're trying to find somebody to teach you something you already got. You already have the skill of consistency because you make your job every day. You already have the skill of loyalty because you're loyal to someone else's company that don't grow your account. Okay? You already got discipline because you know how to set an alarm and get your butt up and be on time at a doctor's appointment if you need to get there. So don't sell yourself psycho and say, I don't have what I need to be successful. You don't have it for you. You don't have it for you. Because if your daughter called you right now and said, Mom, I want to get some weight off, so I'm going to walk every night. Will you walk with me? You will be up every night at 6 p.m. to make sure your daughter reaches her goal to walk around the block with her. But let her say she can't walk no more. You ain't walking no more. You won't continue the habit for the sake of oneself so you can get up and keep walking since you found that you benefit from it too. But because she stopped, you stopped. But really, you needed to always do that for you. So one thing about Coach is if we make an agreement, trust and believe, if you ain't showing up no more, I'm still going. Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm going to tell you a story. My sister's on her. She can vouch for it. We all joined a gym called Hot Works years ago. It's been about 3 years, 4 years actually. We still got memberships. Nobody else does in the group. Let me tell you something about that. I'm one of them people where if I find something that works good for my wellness journey, I'm going to keep doing it. I don't care what you're doing. I almost died. I need you to understand that. I'm going to keep doing what I need to do for me. So it's okay if I have to drive by myself. I'm driving by myself. It's okay if I have to work out by myself. I'm working out by myself. It is okay if I have to get up late at night and get my steps and walk around my neighborhood by myself because I understand that this is a self job. This is a self job. See, every day I get up and I go work a day job. But when I am on me, it is a self job. My responsibility is self. It's self-good. It's self-fed. It's self-rested. It's self-clothed. It's self-fed. Self. Why do I need to go heavy on self? Because I've spent 45 years going heavy on they. I only got to go heavy on self because I spent my whole life focused on they. And I'm learning how to focus on self. So remember, I said self-discipline ain't your issue. I said self-consistency wasn't your issue. Your issue is self-control. Look up the meaning. The issue is self-control. See, many of us don't have self-control when it comes to controlling, doing things for ourselves. We lack self-control. Self-control is the root of it all. Because if I have self-control, I have diligence to do what's necessary at all times. If I have my self-control intact. That self-control must contain one other little very important detail. Self-esteem. Because I must believe the work and the effort that I'm putting in, I deserve it. Did you know that's why some of y'all can't stay consistent on health and wellness journeys? Because after a couple weeks, your brain starts to tell you you don't deserve the extra work. You don't deserve the extra effort. It's too much food. I can't sustain it. But you sustaining being unhealthy, bloated, obese with a big back, can't breathe, legs hurting and swollen, but you're sustaining that. Sustain healthy. Oh, there's no way I'm going to be able to get up and meal prep every day, but you can get up and go through the drive-thru and get that 3,000 calorie meal in the morning and drink 6 Cokes and eat 5 candy bars and 3 bags of chip. You can sustain that though. So sustain health. You understand? You see the difference? It's the mindset. It's all up here. It really is all up here because we will justify our current state and refuse to move forward to a new state by justifying our current state. Well, it's because of A, B, C, and D. But who is at the root of A, B, C, and D? There's only one consistent thing at the root of A, B, C, and D. You. That's why self-control. Do you understand? Because at the root for health and wellness is you. I don't care how many health diseases you got. None of that. It's people with full-fledged terminal illnesses that sustain a wellness, a well life. They live happy and healthy with their disease. Because there's a difference between sick care and well care. And many of you all live a sick care life. Your life is based around sick care. This country teaches you to be sick. This country doesn't teach you to be healthy. This country teaches you to buy the lesser grade of things to pursue health than to invest in your health and permanently get well. This country teaches you how to put a Band-Aid on your health and wellness instead of totally reverse it, transform it, and change it. Okay? So you're not cyclic with your weight loss because something's like you're lazy. You're cyclic because you're missing important components that make it successful. If you don't know that you need self-control, then you don't know what to work on. You don't know to work on that. Things like self-control is why people will sit down and read a book and learn about macronutrients and micros. Self-control will have you looking up on the internet digestion, malabsorption, nutrition, and all of that. Self-control will have you so curious about your own body that you'll be willing to research your own body, and instead of saving your work, using your time to save the next man, you'll begin to use your time and save oneself. Yeah, self-control will have you get off that phone and go on over there to that gym. Self-control will teach you to keep your word. How you keep saying you're going to go for a walk and you ain't made it for a walk, and you started saying you was going to go for a walk in January 2025 and it's about to be January 2026. Self-control will make sure you get out there and do the walk. Self-control will have you start your side hustle that you've been doing for 22 years and ain't never even had an LLC or a website. Self-control will make you follow through because you will believe that you have the capabilities within yourself to carry them out. When you have self-control with a little bit of what do we talk about? Together. They bind well like expensive leather. Okay? And remember one thing about Coach, I'm always going to speak to you about my personal experiences first. So you know I'm talking about myself. And then I'm sharing that experience with you because I know many of you can relate. So remember, I always give you my story by sharing you your story because that's what binds us. It's because I'm not telling you I haven't been there. See, you can't talk to me about eating. Baby, I used to put it down. You can't talk to me about cutting out eggs, butter, sugar, milk, getting injections, getting surgery, getting fat frozen off, burnt off, cut off. You can't talk to me about none of that. I did all of it. You can't really talk to me about binging, purging, vomiting, diarrhea, laxatives, and doing things to alter your stomach, its acid in your body for weight because I did it. You can give me your experience, strength, and hope about it, but you can't talk at me about it because I got my own experience. And see, many times what's happening is you'll run into a health coach that's talking to you at you about your problems, but they haven't stopped to ask you your individual problem. See, you might have IBS and I might have IBS, but did you know just because we have two of the same diagnoses doesn't mean they act alike? Did you know that everybody with, let's say, breast cancer stage 1 doesn't have the same symptoms? Did you know that? Did you even think about that? Did you know what Betty did to make her stomach better might not work for my stomach because my stomach might have a different situation along with the IBS? But if I don't ever do enough information, diving, digging in situations for myself, how am I going to know? Okay, you know what? Let me get y'all out of here. I got people to see and places to be. September 10th. Tomorrow, September the 11th, I will be sober for 5 years and 3 months on September the 11th, you guys. Let's go. Sobriety rocks. Hey, TR. Sobriety rocks, baby. Food addiction, done. Alcohol, done. We in the thing, done. Codependency, done. Let's go. Let's go. So I have 5 years and 8 years. 5 years and 8 years. Okay. It says, it is written. I don't have that book, you guys. So we're going to read the book we have, okay? It is written by Melanie Beattie. September 10th says, laugh often. When I woke up the other morning, the blogs were back. A friend said, I switched on the television. An old movie, a comedy was on. At first, I thought it was a waste of time to get involved in it. Within a half an hour, I was laughing out loud. Hi, Noreen! I was laughing out loud. By the time the movie was over, I felt good. Remember to laugh, no matter what our circumstances, where we are, what's going on. Laughter is important. It's essential. Laughter changes our face. It changes our outlook. Some even suggest it changes our biochemistry. Lighten up a little. Lighten up. Joke a little. Laugh at yourself. Laugh at life. The truth need not always be a grim, serious business. Often, the truth we've been so serious about finding can only be found when we laugh. Learn the power of humor. It will take you a long way, and it will help the road you travel be more fun. Noreen! This is my backup page, Noreen. I can't go live on that other page. People reported my photo and said it wasn't me, so they blocked that account. So we have to start all over, babies. How are you? Mocha! Any questions? Tonight's reading was on point. Y'all know when Melody Beattie does it, I don't have no sub talk. Because when the reading does it, I know you follow me, sissy. Queen, I know. I remembered your name immediately because you have a unique name. So I immediately knew who you were, beautiful. Immediately, yes. Immediately, yes. I knew immediately. That's why I got so excited. Because I remember you. Some people, when I meet you guys, you leave an impression on me. And so I remember. Yeah, I remember. And no questions tonight, guys? You guys have been quiet the last couple of nights. You haven't had any weight loss or wellness questions, which I don't mind, because that means I don't have to think as hard. That means I don't got to think as hard, you guys. When y'all have a bunch of questions at night. And I'm trying to make sure they not like wiping them out. You know how they'll mute the comment. So I'm making sure none of them are muted, because the other night I was hollering, does anybody have any comments? Does anybody have any comments? Does anybody have any comments? And then I go over to the chat and it's mad comments. Pray for the sick and the shut in, okay? If you old enough, you know what that means when I say pray for the sick. Hi, Serta. Can you talk ideas for a protein intake? Sure, Mocha. Okay, so so if you're having a hard time getting your intake in, your protein in, you need to do micro dosing for protein. That's the first thing. That's the first way to get that under control. And what micro dosing means is you're going to be intentional about eating some type of protein every 2 to 3 hours. So that's the first system. So again, earlier, if you heard me mention, many of you are intermittent fasting and you need to stop because it's not beneficial to you. If you suffer from slow metabolism, malabsorption, okay, or malnourishment, fasting is actually the opposite effect for your body in particular. Not everybody and not all the time, just your body. Because what happens is, I just need you to think about something, because people don't think about this when they're fasting. If I'm fasting and I break my fast at 2 and I'm going to stop eating at 6, when am I supposed to eat 180 grams of protein? Have y'all ever sit around and thought about this stuff y'all be out here doing? You're never going to be able to get in your protein. It's not enough hours, because the body needs time to metabolize the protein you eat before. That's why it's every 2 to 3 hours you microdose. You understand what I'm saying? So what happens is people are so desperate to lose weight that their actions are counterproductive for the most important thing you need, which is protein in building lean muscle. It's also protein is also important for your heart, your lungs, and several other organs in your body. It's not just for weight loss. But here's the catch, guys. Here's the catch. If I break my fast, if I get up in the morning, all I have is my protein coffee and my water. That's what many of you guys do. You go to do your little thing, you make your little protein coffee, and then you drink water all day. So the coffee suppresses your appetite and the water keeps your stomach full so you don't get the message sent or cut on to tell you that you're hungry at a reasonable time. By 12 or 1 o'clock, by that time, you're so hungry that you overeat and you chew too fast. So it puts the stomach in a fight or flight mode because it's shocked by the overwhelming amount of food you just shoved in and breaking a fast. Because that's not how you break a fast. So that's the first problem. The first issue that many of you don't know how to fast properly. You do not fast in the morning and break the fast with a hamburger, French fry, and a Diet Coke, which is what many of you do. You also do not break a fast with a Chipotle bowl. You do not. Because y'all don't know what refeeding is. So this is why I'm always saying, go do your research and quit jumping on bandwagons that are detrimental to your health. Okay? That are detrimental to your health in the long run. Okay? Because two things are happening for many of you. You're breaking the fast too late, and then you're overeating because you're so hungry and the food noise is loud, but you don't realize that the overeating is coming from a combination of mental hunger and emotional restriction. Okay? So that's the first issue. So you break the fast with the wrong items, which require a lot of enzymes and acid in your stomach to break down in the middle of the day. If you already have slow metabolism, that's not going to cause an increased energy. It's going to make you sleepy. So now you broke your fast, had a meal that's too heavy, and now it's 3 o'clock and you're drowsy. Does it sound familiar? Coffee is not good in the morning on an empty stomach. No, you're actually supposed to. If it's not black coffee, they say you're supposed to actually have your stomach coated because coffee has caffeine and acid in it. And if you have things like IBS or you've had the surgery, you're supposed to avoid things that make your body produce acid because overproduction of acid in your stomach slows your metabolism down. So if you already have a slow metabolism, the things you're actually eating is what's causing you to not be able to speed up your metabolism because of the condition of your stomach. Do you understand? Okay, let's go back to microdosing. So you're going to microdose. So say, for example, you're going to get up in the morning, and because you've been asleep all night, you're going to break your fast. You've already fasted all night when you were sleeping, unless you're getting up in the middle of the night eating, and that's a food addiction. If you are waking up out of your sleep, have sleep going in the kitchen, you need to go find a therapist as soon as possible because you are in trouble. Major trouble. You are going down a road that if you do not stop, you cannot stop on your own. Says the person that did it. Okay? So if that's your jam right now, reach out to somebody and get you some support immediately for your mindset. Because that's your mind waking you up. That's not your stomach is not waking you up like that. It's your mindset. Because you restricted all day. And then when the body went to sleep, your hunger center cut on because it was deprived, not because you're actually hungry for a good reason. So many of us will wake up and go eat and cook a meal in the middle of the night thinking, oh, I'm glad my body told me I'm hungry. That's not a good thing that your body woke you up to eat something in the middle of the night. We didn't say in the morning when your sleep was finished, which means your body was disrupted during REM sleep. And REM is the most important sleep. But if you have issues with food like me, the mind is stronger than your body. And the thinking is why I end up in the kitchen. Do you understand? Subconsciously, it has nothing to do with my body. I'm going in the kitchen and eat because my mind needs that in my sleep. This is how we know it's some form of addiction. Are you following me? Are we on the same page? We outside together? Okay, let me keep going. So when you microdose in the protein, you're going to start off in the morning with a high-powered, low-temperature cooked protein. Hear me out. Because many of you are trying to watch your price point. You are drinking protein shakes that are over processed and overcooked. So you don't know that you're only absorbing 1% of that shake, if any at all, because of the digestion rate. Protein shakes that are cooked at high temperatures have slow absorption rates and require a long period of time to be absorbed. So the rate is slow. So for some of us, by the time you start absorbing the protein, you've already begun to digest it. Do you hear what I'm saying? So remember, the food goes in our stomach, it starts to do its job, and then after a while, the body starts to move it into the biliary tract, and it moves along the biliary tract, and it's getting down the biliary tract. I'm giving $5,000 to 5 people who message me. God is king. God is king. But why are you spamming my live, sweetheart? You don't have anything else to do tonight, Carl? Where your mama at? Go find your mom, okay? Go tell your mama to read you a book or something, okay, baby? Because we're doing something different over here. Find something else to do, okay? Have a good night, my love, but find something else to do. All right. So the protein. So we're gonna start off in the morning. All right. So you're gonna microdose. Okay. Here's how you're gonna do it. You're gonna start off in the morning. Remember, you've been asleep all night, so you're gonna count that as your fast. It means do not sit up and eat a 5,000 calorie meal before you go to bed. It's too heavy. The stomach can't do what it needs to do with that type of food in it. Okay. They tell you to stop eating real late at night, not because you can't eat late at night. It's because of what some of y'all want to eat late at night. Some of y'all want to eat 5 and 6 pieces of Popeye's chicken, 2 biscuits, some red beans and rice, and some honey on it. That's what y'all want to eat before y'all lay down. That doesn't fortify any form of protein building or nothing. No lean muscle is getting built with that. So some of you guys have got cautious about eating after a certain amount of time based on your habits of eating stuff like that at night. No, you can't get up in the morning and call it breaking your fast if you went to bed with 3,000 calories in your stomach, okay? So don't eat real heavy before going to bed if you're trying to fast and want to consider your sleep time fasting. I'm trying to help you get fasting, and if you're an intermittent faster and you've learned that intermittent fasting works for you. This is when you're going to use your sleep time in REM sleep. So you're going to take a high-power protein shake before going to bed, 4 to 6 ounces, 20 minutes, no TV, no phone, and you're going to go to bed the night before. You're going to wake up the following day, and when you get up, you're going to take your detox tea on an empty stomach, not coffee first. The detox tea is going to have your ashwagandha and all those good things in it, and it's going to wake up the body. It's also going to cut on the center of the body that begins to talk to it about metabolizing. It's called adaptogens that's in there. So it's going to make the body begin to adapt to what you need it to do in the morning. An hour to 2 hours after that, you're going to start looking at what protein you're going to first microdose. My team microdoses a 4 to 6 ounce shake in the morning. 2 scoops, 4 to 6 ounces of water, no additives, shoot her back. That's just what I have my girls do. You can do something different. That's the first microdosing. That right there alone is 28 grams of protein. So from my 90 to 100 grams of protein, my first 2 to 4 hours I am awake, I've already had my first microdose. Now, many of you will tell me these things. I'm not hungry in the morning. That's because you believe starving yourself equals weight loss. So you're doing that in the back of your mind subconsciously, but you don't know that. That's what that is, because the body naturally needs food. So all of these little things are also dysfunctional relationships with food and your metabolism, okay? The reason why you're not hungry in the morning is because you're waking up drinking a cup of coffee with 17,000 calories of sugar-free syrups and creamers and sugar in it, and it's acting like a meal. That's why you're not hungry. You're not hungry because you just woke up not hungry, love bug. You're not hungry because you already have filled the gap of hunger with that big old 16,000 calorie cup of coffee you're drinking in the morning, calling it protein coffee. You understand? I talk to you guys all the time about this. Many of you are getting up and making a protein coffee out of a cup like this. First of all, this is 24 ounces of coffee. Remember that at the base of a protein coffee is coffee, not protein. Let me say it again for the people in the back. The base of this drink is coffee, not protein. I cannot count this as a source of viable protein. And I'm about to tell you why. Because of what I done dumped inside of it. Now, take a walk with me, shall we? Many of you will tell me, oh, my syrups are all sugar-free. But when I watch you take the syrup and drizzle it around the entire base of your cup and fill it up this deep into your cup, sweetheart, that's no longer sugar-free. That's your body is full of processed fake sugar because there's sweetener in there. You just think because it ain't white sugar, it ain't no sugar. It's sugar in our boogers, okay? So stop saying it's sugar-free. It's not. If it's sweet, it's sugar. Something is sweetening it. So quit saying it's caramel sweet. It's sugar-free. No, it's not. It has a sweetener in there. It's just not sugar. All right, moving along. If I fill this cup up with 7 different syrups, okay? I drizzle 7 different. I'm going to drizzle caramel. I'm going to drizzle brown sugar. I'm going to drizzle mocha. I'm going to drizzle macadamia nut. I'm going to drizzle all in this one cup. Okay? Okay? And then I fill it all the way up with coffee to here. And then I take my protein shake that has fake protein in it, and I fill that up to here. How is this my protein input for today? Y'all not following me. I'm going to do it one more time for the people in the back that's wondering why they not losing any weight, but they drinking a protein coffee or Premier Shake every morning. Let me help you in the back. If this is my coffee, a protein intake in the morning, wait a minute, you're naming everything I like. If I'm, y'all, that's my sister. I can't stop laughing. If I, y'all have to know because my sister's telling the truth. That's why I'm giggling. My coffee tastes like dirt. Her coffee tastes good. More to the story. That's what I'm saying. Her coffee tastes like coffee. Mine tastes like dirt. Let me explain to you what I'm saying real quick so I don't leave nobody hanging. I don't want to give nobody no miscompressions of what I'm talking about with the coffee. If this is a 24-ounce cup and I'm considering this my protein intake, but the only amount of protein I put in there is this much, I'm not getting 24 grams. Did y'all hear what I just said? If my pre-mixed Premier Shake comes in this, full to the top, and this is my protein coffee, and I fill this cup up with coffee all the way up to here, and the only amount of shake I put in there is this much. Is that 30 grams? Is this a 30-gram cup of protein? Is this cup got 30 grams of protein in it? Let me know if I need to walk you through it again. Let me see. But that term is reference to cane sugar, not synthetic sweeteners. Thank you. Are you with me? Did you get it? It's not. So this is why you're falling short on your protein, because you're more focused on it tasting good than you getting your nutrition. You're more fixated on making sure it has caramel and creamer and sugars and all of that than protein, because you don't want the taste of it. And this is the other side of the diabolical behavior that comes with wellness. Healthy foods have a taste of green to it. It tastes clean. So many of us have so much toxicity in our tongue, our skin, our biliary tract, our stomach, and our mouths that healthy food is nasty, but it's not that the food is nasty, it's that your body is toxic. See, if you've never had a vitamin, how you know what a vitamin tastes like? If you've never had a piece of meat not shot up with hormones, fats, fried stuff, how you know what an actual good piece of meat smells like? If you've never had meat killed off a farm that doesn't treat their animals, you don't actually know what raw meat smells like. Raw meat should stink. Many of you will smell meat and say something's wrong with it if it has a smell. But if the meat doesn't have a smell, you should be concerned because it's lab produced. Because meat should smell. It's a dead animal. The same with your vegetables. If you're wondering if your vegetables are organic, they're not supposed to shine like that. I just came to give knowledge. I'm not talking about nothing important. So the first rule is this ain't 30 grams of protein. So here's your first issue with getting your protein in. You're not getting enough. Problem number one. You're delusional on the amount because you're counting out the protein because you're more concerned with your addiction, which is to food, to taste. Many of you on a wellness and weight loss journey, but you're so addicted to the taste of food that you won't try anything that's actually good for you because you would rather it taste good than it feel good because you're addicted to food. Follow me. Don't let me hurt your feelings. Let me educate you. You would rather, my sister's friend, she'll tell you, you would rather have, let's say, a caramel macchiato chocolate chip cookie dough shake than just a French vanilla shake with nothing in it. Tap the like button. Which one sounds better? The first one. Which one are you going to order? The first one. Why? Because you're in love with the flavor. You're not in love with what's going to make you feel better. Not many people are. Not many people are in love with foods that make them feel better. We're usually in love with, that makes them fuel better, meaning fuel. Fuel. Most of us like food because of how it makes us feel emotionally in our heart. So when that comes into play, you have a whole different ball game. So now I got this Profi coffee. I'm going to drink 2 or 3 of those. So what I filled up with all morning is artificial sweeteners. In coffee. That's what I'm filled up on. I'm not filled up on protein. And if I have bowel issues, now I'm running back and forth to the bathroom because the coffee's running through me. So now I'm putting my biliary tract in undue stress because I want stuff to taste good, not fuel me better. Okay. What do you eat or what have you eaten today? So I want to know what to eat. Oh, today I'll walk you through it. So this morning, I broke my fast with a detox tea. And I had 2, remember those crab, if you were here last night, I made crabtinis. So I had 1 crabtini and one of those pieces of crab dipped in butter. That was my first snack. My first little small meal, mini meal. My second snack after that, 2 hours later, I had 4 pumpkin spice, these like pretzels, they're about this big. I had 4 of those, and I had something else. My sister was on the phone. Because she was like, what are you eating? And I said, you can't have none. Oh, and I had my bowl of grapes because I keep grapes and eggs on the counter because it's easier for me to eat good when I have food out on the counter. I don't drink coffee. Mine is stop sugary drinks like juice and high C orange drink. Oh, them is the worst for you, Noreen. So you're addicted to sugar? Would you say sugar? Do you drink carbonated drinks? Because you might actually like the carbonation. Some people are addicted to that sensation you get from drinking carbonated drinks in their throat. Like alcoholics like it because the burn that alcoholics have. So some alcoholics will get sober, but they'll overdrink Diet Coke. And it's because the carbonation simulates that sizzle feel of alcohol, that kind of burn that alcohol can give you when you take a shot. Does that make sense? Okay, let's keep going because I'm gonna try to get you through a couple more things of protein. So I do this, but what I should do is don't if I'm gonna make the Profi coffee, that's fine. But what do I need to do with this? So let me see if any of my girls heard listen to me and Cass. So I can have this because remember we don't do restrictions. So I can have my protein coffee. But what am I putting this back in the refrigerator? So remember this is the actual shake. Am I putting this back in the refrigerator after I make my Profi coffee, or am I now drinking both? What am I doing? Am I now? I'm right. Nope. I'm not putting it back because I still need my 30 grams of protein. So now I'm responsible for 2 drinks. So for every sip, drink it. That's what I teach my girls. So for every sip of this, I get a sip of this. Especially if I'm a surgery patient. Why? Because I don't want to get too full on either one of them. So I want to balance them. This is with drinks. I want to sip here, not gulp. We're not gulping. We're sipping. So that I know by 12 o'clock, I've already had, at minimum, a shake, a protein coffee, and my first mini snack. Now, my mini snack is going to have a complex carb. Why? Because you remember all that protein I drunk the right way instead of making it into a sugary coffee drink? I need to now add the other items to it that makes it begin to produce lean muscle, the other vitamins and minerals. You got me? You following me? So in the meantime, I'm eating olives. I'm eating almonds. I'm eating trail mix. I'm eating things. I'm eating pumpkin seeds. I'm eating pistachios. I'm eating avocados. These are snacks in the middle of the day. Why I'm having these micro snacks? Because I'm building up to my protein. So instead of me trying to sit down at 6 o'clock at night and make sure my meal has 100 grams of protein, I've already strategically knocked out 70 grams of protein by 5 o'clock in the afternoon, simply based on my protein coffee, my shake in the morning, my 2 snacks I've had in my lunch. So I'm already doing naturally the things that's going to give me more lean muscle, more energy, take down my stomach, lower my cortisol level, help my back be big. I'm doing them naturally because it's part of the routine. I don't have to do extra stuff because I've incorporated it in the routine. I'm doing things strategically every day because I'm meeting a goal without the stress. I'm working smarter, not harder. So I don't have to rip and run, oh, I need some protein chips. Because the reason why I'm not seeking out those things like that, because those things are fillers. Those are fillers. Please understand what I'm saying. Realize that if you eat 3 bags of protein chips, those bags also have potassium, carbs, fats, and sugars. Because many of you do it like that. You will think, let me have this because it has 50 grams of protein. But you're forgetting that if you have all of that to get those 50 grams of protein, you must also multiply the serving sizes. So if this says it has 8 serving sizes in it, and for one serving size is 400 calories, 300 milligrams of sodium, 20 grams of protein, 200 grams of fat, vitamin A, B, C, and D is 10%. If I drank this entire thing, it's only 300 calories, right? Is it only 300 calories? I'm waiting. So this says has 8 servings, and one serving is 300 calories. 300 grams of fat, just being dramatic here. Excuse me. I'm going to drink this whole thing. Is this still only 300 calories, 300 grams of fat, 8 grams of this? No. Exactly. And there is where we misdirect ourselves. The answer's in the chat, y'all. Because I'm not thinking, because remember, I'm reading the label for one person. But I'm not realizing that if I drink this whole bottle, it's 8 times 3. Do you understand? So if I'm eating something healthy and I'm not losing weight, I just answered your question about why some of y'all are plateaued. Because you're overeating the healthy food. That's why I talk to you about food addictions. Food addictions are so blatant and secret and cunning and baffling that it will have you out here in these streets catering to the addictive nature of your eating habits. Because it's cunning and baffling. You don't even know you have it half the time. You think you just can't keep the weight off. Somebody said, dang, that's me. Smart pop. Yep. Because what happens is the smart popcorn is good for you. It's cooked right. It's organic. It's got good ingredients. It's got the right oils. It's got the right butter, everything. But I'm going to show you what get me, Queen. Stay right there. Hold on. Let me show you what get me. My sister about to die laughing when I pull this out. All right. Okay. Now, this is a good night. We getting a good lesson tonight. Are y'all learning? Tap that like button if y'all learning. Now, Instagram and Facebook, I'm about to log off because y'all ain't got no activity over here and I don't want to bother y'all. Y'all be over here at a different street, y'all older and stuff, so y'all might be asleep and falling asleep on the live. So I'm going to go ahead and end that live, all right? But I want to thank y'all for tuning in. We're going to go ahead and keep it educated on over on the Ticket to the Taco Rica Rocka. So if you want to come on over to my backup page on TikTok, you're more than welcome. But I'm going to go on and let y'all go on and go to bed, all right? Y'all get some sleep now. I'll see y'all in the morning bright and early. I think most of y'all get up at about 1 or 2 in the morning. So y'all go to bed early, okay? So y'all go on and go to bed. And I'll see all my elderly people. No, my people are all older. Anyway, I know y'all sleep because of the East Coast time. It has nothing to do with age. Y'all have a good night. Love y'all.